say it. Welcome to episode 158 of the Eavesdrop podcast with the unannounced yet. Matt, what kind of working conditions do you have me working under? Kenny, welcome and welcome to OpTic, man. Super happy to have you.
Super happy to be here.
I'm excited for the microphone to one day work properly and appropriately. It's okay, Matt. Don't worry about it. Matty has been working his ass off and has no help here at OpTic. You know what I'm saying? Do you feel it? You know what it's like to not have help? Matt knows. Welcome, dude. I'm happy to see where you go from here. Obviously, having the career that you've had up until this point. I mean, fucking rookie of the year, and then beating our ass so many fucking times. Anyway, with the unannounced, Kenny, obviously you've been here. There was this instance last night or 2 nights ago where you walked in front of a stream that was going on at 1 a.m. Tell me about that.
So I was in here just gaming. I didn't think anybody was here. It was midnight, so I was like chilling, and then AG Pred pulls up, and he's like trying to come game as well. And I'm like, I go open the door, and I had to go pee, so I'm gonna go to the restroom. Like nobody's here. I'm gonna go to the restroom. I go to the restroom, and like there's the Halo room towards the restroom, and I look to my right. I'm like, somebody's in there gaming. Is that a Twitch chat?
Yeah.
I'm like, no way.
Did you freeze? Were you like, fuck?
No? I like kept walking, and like there's like we did like the podcast in the one room, and like I just kept walking into that room because I was like nervous. I was like, let me just keep going and like figure out what to do. And then like I was like, damn, I gotta call Paige and tell her. I feel so bad because like I actually didn't know nobody was streaming, and luckily nobody called it.
Yeah,
so.
Thank God. The thing about that is that, one, everybody already knows that it's you. Everybody already knows that it's Pred.
Yeah.
And everybody's still upset that we haven't made an announcement. I'm like, there's no announcement coming.
Yeah.
It's a video in which 2 new characters get introduced to the OpTic sitcom of sorts. And people are just like, man, the thing back in the day, like if you want to go back and look at our Halo announcement when we switched from Maniac to Lethal in them, like that was a good announcement. When we stepped into CS:GO, that was a good announcement. Gears of War, good announcement. Yeah. And we did those esports like and those players like we did things right by them. And that, you know, I always try to go out of my way to make it impactful for you as a new player, for Pred as a new player, so that they can have their viral moment in our video, whatever viral is nowadays anyway. So, you know, although everybody knows, there's still something to be said about our job having to make it entertaining still in the way that we do things. So everybody that's waiting, more often than not, what I do is I just wait until people just get so frustrated of asking that. Boom, that's when I do it.
It's funny to talk about it because like I know all the fans want it, but it's like I'm also like super anxious on like being announced. Like I'm just like I've been thinking about it every day. I've been looking at the calendar every day. I'm just ready to be announced. Yeah. So it's like it's one of those things like as much as they want it, it's like it's not like anybody over here is like trying to delay it or delay anything. So it's like you are.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I'm not like I'm just saying like obviously you want to delay it, not like that. I mean like you're not like purposely looking at the comments like I'm gonna make you fuckers wait. You know what I mean?
I am.
Okay.
You gotta learn. You gotta learn out here. It's like it's because it's for I know what they want before they even know what they want.
Okay.
And I gotta, if everybody already knows, the only thing they can do is you can prolong it as much as possible until they're like,
yeah.
And then when it finally gets there, they'll realize it's not an announcement.
Yeah.
It's the back in the day, right? Growing up in the 90s and the sitcoms, and when you were watching Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, when you were watching Married with Children, or were you watching all these shows from back in the day, guest appearances would happen, and people would be like, oh yeah, that's how it is, right? Like but you're a literal new character that is going to be competing at the highest level. Hopefully bring us some of those championships that you brought, 100 Thieves.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's a good thing because the 100 Thieves culture, because of Nate Shot, is pretty much the same way that we do things over here. I spent some time with him over at his wedding, and he's was bummed out about the way that things turn out, and but he more than anyone understands like what this business is like and all the ebb and flows about it. So we got lucky. You were looking, and we were looking.
I was honestly surprised because it's one of those things like I've obviously competed against you guys for like the longest time, and it's like one of those things like I liked playing against the big crowds, and so I'm just like, anytime I'm playing OpTic, I'm like, okay, this is gonna be a good day. Like, it's gonna be a banger match every time. 'Cause,
Yeah.
like top dogs playing each other, it's gonna be a banger match. And like now I'm playing on the other side of it, so it's like it's exciting, and also it's like, okay, what can I like build out of this? Like, can I win more championships on a different org? And it's like I've always won for the Thieves, and it's like now I'm on the other side of it, and I'm hoping
It's gonna be weird,
have
I'm sure.
another career where it's like, okay, it's like a whole new beginning for me. Like I was telling them the other day, like I came in the first day and I was like, it's a first day of school type feeling. I was like, I got a lot of merch and I'm trying to figure out what outfit to put together, and I'm like, okay, this is kind of cool.
Yeah, you're a fresh motherfucker. I've been saying that for a long time too. We got a couple of things planned out for you to work with the private selection boys.
Yeah,
we already hit them up immediately. It's like, yo, this dude's is part of the sneaker culture, fashion culture. Like, you know, let's see if we can do something there. Those dudes you're gonna have a really good time with, because they're the way that they see things, the content game specifically. It's like, it's refreshing to see like brains like that coming into an industry like that, because I'm a creative. They're creatives, so it's
I've actually shopped there before when I lived here in Co-War, and like I talked to a few of them, and they hooked it up when I came there the first time, so I know a little bit about them. So I'm excited for that for sure, because my whole closet is just red and black, and I definitely need some green.
Yeah. But you definitely. The thing about that is like our color, like this particular green, sometimes looks. I don't want to get into fucking color theory or anything, but it's an accent piece more than anything. So the second that you make a bright green shirt like that, and I do have this jersey in mind that's so fucking sick, but it goes against like all of my instincts as to why not. But I love it, so I'm like, it's got to get released at some point. But
for sure.
All right, well let's begin, man. I'm as I said, I'm excited, but I want them to get to know you. Obviously, because we're professionals and we've been in the same circles, I've gotten to know you a little bit. Nate obviously speaks highly, the highest of you. But where did this all begin for you? How old are you? Where are you from?
So I'm 23. I'm from Memphis, Tennessee. And honestly, I mean, I've been gaming for like the longest. One of my stepbrothers actually got me into like Call of Duty back in the day in COD 4. And I would have to wake up early in the morning to like hop on his game and play. Yeah, because he was like hogging the game at the time. So it got me into it, and my mom actually it got me into it. And like I finally got my first Xbox, like the regular Xbox. I don't even know what it's called. It's just called Xbox. And
which one, the big one?
No, like
or
the
360.
No, before 360.
Yeah, the Xbox.
Okay, there's regular Xbox. Yeah. So I got that, and then obviously 360 came out. But I was grinding then. And I was in school for the longest time. I actually played football growing up, so I was a big football person.
What position?
I played running back and safety, so I played both sides. And in high school, like I remember the day I was like at practice, and at the time I was on the freshman team, and I was at practice, and like we barely practiced because we were the freshman team, and I was just like thinking about Call of Duty the whole time. I'm just like, how can I be at football practice thinking about like playing GVs right now? And like that was like the turning moment for me. It was like I want to just go home, play COD. I'm quitting football. And got to college.
What game was this during?
So this is like during AW, almost yeah. So AW, I finally made my debut and placed like top 8 my first event. And then
how did you know that you were good though?
So
and what were your parents like saying during all this time? Was like, Pop, Mom, I'm quitting football.
So quitting football wasn't like that big of a deal for my parents because it was like my thing. As long as I was like doing good in school, and I was like straight A student, taking all the crazy like high classes and everything, so like everything was still good for me. But like during Ghost is when I found out I was actually really good. I started winning like every GB like S&D tournament, and I was like getting my name known. I started playing with like I played a few tournaments with Nade. At that time I'm like, okay, I'm kind of getting known in the community. Let me actually look into playing. And then AW was still like play S&D. Got to a point where like S&D got stale, and I'm just watching matches online, like matching the LAN matches, and I'm just like, this looks fun. Like playing on the stage looks fun. Finally went to my first tournament with
wait, is this still during
AW? So Ghost is when I got my name known, S&D, and then AW is like when I first debuted at Dallas. And I remember my dad had to drive me all the way to Dallas, and I literally drove there, played my match after I drove, and it was a new experience.
You were driving?
No, my dad was driving. Okay. My dad drove, and then I rode with him, and then as I got there, I played my match instantly. I was already late. But yeah, I placed top 6 that year. My best placing was at Worlds, the end of the year. And then the 18 rule happened, and I went to Halo for a bit. So I played in Halo for 2 years, top 12, top 12, top 12, every event. So that's one thing I can say like I'm appreciative of is like top 12 is my worst placing ever.
Yeah.
I've never placed worse than top 12, even in a different game. So as much as it's like, it's not the best placing, but it's like, okay, like it's pretty good.
Yeah.
And then World War II came around, and that's when I came back. And I got the call. I was in college, actually, on a full ride.
You just skipped like fucking. You went from being a little kid playing an Xbox, and then
Yeah.
high school. What was high school like? Like where'd you?
High school was like where I was playing football. I was just in football, and then high school, like I said, I was in high school playing football. And
Did
my
your
freshman
teammates know that you were playing Call of Duty? Did any of them play? Like, what? Because some players, like, I don't know who it was that I was talking to, but they were like very apprehensive about letting the people know that they were like into gaming.
Okay, yeah. So my whole high school knew like I was like playing a lot of games. Like I played a lot of games, and like I lived with my Asian side of my family, my grandparents, and they weren't big on gaming. Like they were the type of people like you go to sleep at 8 p.m. type thing. So like I couldn't,
Filipino, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I couldn't stay up late to play a lot of games then. But my school, like my whole group of homies played. We all played COD, but like they never took it as serious as me. But yeah, like I said, football most of the time, and then like freshman year happened, and I quit football, played COD, but I didn't play it to the point where like I was competing. I was just playing GB tournaments every now and then, but like sophomore year and up was just straight grinding school.
Yeah.
Like getting a scholarship for school. And I finally got a scholarship to go to the University of Memphis, full ride, free, everything. And I was going for biochemistry. So I was going for some crazy, crazy stuff. And like I said, I was pretty smart. I mean, I am still pretty smart, but like I was into the books.
School smart.
School smart. Yeah. Like chemistry was my favorite thing in the world. But like I said, in college, I was just grinding Call of Duty, like playing so much. And I remember one day, I had a roommate who came to school late, like 6 months late, and I was grinding. He walks in the room, and I'm like screaming, and he's just like mind blown. Like he's like, "How can you like hear? Like, what are you saying? Like, what are you calling out?" And so, yeah, I got the offer during college, and it was kind of just like an easy thing because like at the time, like I was working at a job, arcade, and it wasn't paying that much.
Yeah.
And so the offer was just like on the table, and like I was already doing what I loved, playing Call of Duty, and it's like that's all I could think about at the time. So it's like if that's all I can think about, then I can always go back to school. That's how I always looked at it.
Well, that's good, man. I mean, I think a lot of people are afraid to take that leap of faith.
Yeah.
And there has to be a moment of realization that where you have to be true to yourself, and you got to say, I'm not good enough to play Call of Duty at a professional level.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna start doing montages and sniping. That's what happened to me. But other people who are in this space and they don't know whether or not to take the leap.
Yeah.
Like what in your opinion? I asked this to everybody that sits there. How honest can you be with someone where you say to yourself, you know what, I'm not gonna do this. I shouldn't take this leap of faith. Or I am that guy.
I am that guy. Yeah. I think it depends. Like I feel like the accolades speak for itself. Like in the time that I was playing, I was winning almost every tournament I played in. So it's like, okay, maybe I'm not playing against the best pro players, but like I know I can be a pro player if I go the extra mile after the fact that I'm beating all of the people that I'm playing with every day. So it's like I feel like there's a realization like, all right, bro, you getting on every like my thing I've always told people when they ask me this, like, well, not this question, but like, how do you get better? It's like I feel like people think just grinding Call of Duty is how you get better, but like you putting in hours of just playing, what did you learn? Is how I always ask people, like, what did you learn from that? Like, do you get on and actually like get better at something, or you just playing Call of Duty just play? I feel like that just burns you out because like you're just playing, and like I feel like for me it's like I like productive playing. Like if I'm gonna get on, I need to know what I'm working on so I can get better at that. And like people just will rather play 20 hours than like play a good 10 hours of just like learning something. So for me, it's like, are you ever learning something, and like, are you winning? Like those can give you that confidence to take the route of like, okay, I want to go pro. I can take this leap of faith, and I can put everything behind me for now. So for me, it's like getting the right mindset. People are in it for the wrong mindset. Is how I see it.
In some cases.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think, but it's hard to say whether or not it's the right way of thinking or the wrong way of thinking for some people, just because we don't know the situation they're coming from.
Agreed.
As you were going through this process of deciding of leaving college and doing this thing and realizing that college will always be there. I mean, it's still there right now. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So I think the majority of the time people are going to just worry too much about they're not gonna believe in themselves first. You know what I mean? So it's like
I see that because it's like it's hard. It's like because you can do school in game. It's a harder route to do because it requires so much time. Like Call of Duty requires so much time. Like, and I think it is. I tip people that are in school and play, but it's like I don't know the situations. And like I said, I was in school for free, so it was kind of like easier to do these things. Some people pay for school, and I've never had like been
because
there.
your scholarships.
Scholarships pay for everything, so it's like it was easier to say I can give up on this.
Yeah.
Because obviously I'm not paying for anything. I'm not coming out of pocket. And I know school is not cheap.
Yeah.
So for me, I can understand like certain people not wanting to take that leap of faith because it's like you want to put all your time into Call of Duty, but you have schoolwork. And it's like I pay for this. I need to do this. I pay for it type thing.
You mentioned you have your Asian side of your family, and then you have black, right?
Yeah.
What has it been on both sides of from a cultural standpoint?
Yeah.
I know because I come from an immigrant family. Also, I was born in Texas, but I like to call myself an American immigrant, an American-born immigrant, because I did live in Mexico and I did move here.
Okay.
So I understand the importance of people saying take advantage of the brain that you're given, the become the doctor or the scientist because you have the brain for it, and you were able to do that. What was it like to try to convince not just your moms, but also like your grandparents, as you were saying?
So
what do they say now?
Yeah. So my parents were easy because they came to my tournaments in AW, so they knew how good I could be, and I was making good money. So they were like, okay, you could possibly do this. Like they supported me the whole time. My Asian side of my family, like my grandparents that I lived with in high school, were not okay with it because obviously I was going to school. I was going to school to be a pharmacist.
Yeah.
One of my aunts is a pharmacist, and my other one's like a nurse. So like I was going that route and like the medical route, and to tell them that is like you can see the shock in their faces, and it's like my black side supported all, like my parents and my closer cousins supported all of it. Like they've always been there. They watch behind me when I'm playing at home.
Yeah.
My Asian side was just like school. And it got to the point where like when I won my first tournament back in World War II was when they like, kind of got convinced. They were like, oh, like you're actually really, really good. Like you could do this. And I'm like, yeah, I was trying to tell y'all. Like I've been telling y'all. And I mean, it was a hard thing. Nowadays, like I talk to all of them. They support it. They always want to come. And they show up when they can.
What about when you told them that you were coming to OpTic? What was that conversation like? Because listen, as a parent, as a parent, and I have parents. Like I know what it's like. They're gonna not hate, but they're gonna go against like those who are against you.
Yeah.
So for you to sort of join the thing you've been fighting against this like for the last 2 years, it had to come as a shock a little bit.
Oh my mom. So my mom like
tell me the whole conversation.
Okay. Leading
up to it, when you heard about, and then we'll get into how you heard it and all that. But I'm so curious about this.
Yeah. So coming up, obviously, I play against OpTic all the time. So my mom's just like, she was the biggest OpTic hater. She's you're playing against OpTic today? Like we got him. We free. Like let's do this. I'm all right. So leading up to it, I'm obviously telling my mom about my whole situation, like how everything's going down, and I'm like, I hinted at her at first, like, Mom, I'll let you know there's a possibility I end up on OpTic. She's like, oh my God, like, are you serious? Like, no way. Like, and my dad's like, yeah, I knew it. My dad's more like, he loves it. Like he doesn't hate on any of the teams, but he supports every part of it. Like, my dad watches every podcast. Like, he's probably watching your podcast. Like, he watches everything. Like, my dad's big on it. He supports like all other players. Like, he has favorite players other than me. But my mom was just like, what? But my mom supports it now. Like, obviously, it's like a competitive side of it. Like, anybody against me, like you said, is her enemy.
Of course.
But she loves it.
Rightfully so.
My mom is like, she's front row yelling. You can hear, like, my mom's a big, like, she always tells me, like, anytime I'm playing matches, she's like, did you not hear me calling out to you? I'm like, Mom, I obviously can't hear you. She's like, I'm telling you, I'm yelling at the screen. Like, can you hear me? I'm like, no, I can't hear you. But, yeah, the conversation wasn't really that long. It was just like, Mom, I could be going. And then I called her one day. I'm like, it happened. And she's just like yelling, like screaming in excitement, because obviously new journey, new thing. And like I was like at the time, so they're moving to Texas as well. And at the time they were in Memphis and I'm in LA. So I barely get to see them. I get to see them like once.
So they were moving to Texas already?
No, they weren't until I joined this team. So like,
gotcha.
They were in Memphis. I was in LA. I barely seen them unless they come to events or like once a year at champs. But now it's like easier. I'm closer to home, and they're also coming to Texas as well. And it's honestly, like I said, everything's just been aligning like perfectly.
Psychologically for you, obviously making the decision of of leaving the 100 Thieves Nest and spreading your wings, like that had to have been so difficult too.
Yeah, it
right?
was. I mean, for me, it's like I said, I was there for so long, and like I was treated like family. So it's like the day at first it didn't kick. It didn't kick in like I was actually leaving. And so I went and did my last interview. I walk in, I'm like, I'm high pride. I'm walking in, my chest up, like I'm leaving. Like I'm good. I get to the interview and they're like, yo, we need you to say like you're not playing for us next year. And as I said those words, I just broke down.
Damn.
And I was like, oh my God. Like, and I just laughed it off because like it was kind of like tears of like, it's not like sadness. It's just like realizing like, okay, like this moment, like I've done all I could for this team. I've gave my all, and it's just time for something new, like a new culture difference, like a new team, like new beginning. Like I keep saying, it's just like it was like excitement for me. It's like I'm just been anxious to get things rolling.
Yeah, I'm excited to see like the first event, because I think maybe Crimsix was the last time where we picked somebody up that was so. That because what I'm saying, because Crimsix was beating our asses for for back and forth, right?
Yeah,
obviously.
it was back and forth. Sure.
But when he came on the team, it was one of those things where some fans were so fucking infuriated, and listen, I listen to my people. You know what I'm saying? Always, because I know what I gotta do, and sometimes it does have to. It has to be something that they may not necessarily agree with.
Yeah.
Right. The other option, they were really a fucking like that was a fucking unanimous fuck no, you better fucking not, right? So I was like, all right, whatever. But with you there was like it was a lot more even with the yeses and the like. Oh, he's playing against us. He's blah blah blah. So psychologically for you, what was that like?
I mean, I understand from a fan, like a viewer's perspective, because like last year we won an event, but I didn't have the best individual year, but I was obviously doing things right. I definitely could have had a better year, and it wasn't like I wasn't putting in the work, or I wasn't trying to. It's just like the game was so confusing at times that like I was in my head a bit. And like I said, it's like now I'm playing the role that I want to play, and I'm full confident in this role. And it's like I'm excited to like
explain that to me. Tell me what about your role.
So I came into the league while in AW. Like I said, I started in AW. I started off as an AR. I was a flex player, ran AR, and then on our World War II team, when I came back, I ran the AR initially, but Lamar Accuracy ran the sub, and he wasn't really that good on it. So we switched roles, and it was just better for our team. So I've always just been a player that like, yo, let me know what y'all think is better for our team for me to run. I'll run that gun. And like in Vanguard, like I ran the AR initially. I was actually playing pretty well. We just had a bad little stage, and then I gave the option to like, yo, we maybe switch roles, because me and Draza like had the option initially to switch roles, and I was like, this might work, but it was only because of communication. Like I'm a big communicator in game. I talk a lot. I can read the map well. Like I know what's going on every moment of the game. So with two sub players not being the most vocal, like we had Dill and him and Zach, they weren't the most vocal players. So like I was like, maybe me and Sam can like offset each other from a sub and AR role, and it worked. But people don't understand, like our best maps were when I ran an AR as a third AR, and I just always been gross with that. And I just like to have like I'm really good at reading situations, so I'm really good at like understanding what gun is needed for the situation. So that's what the flex role is. Like I can run an AR, I can run a sub anytime, any moment. What does this situation require? And I just pull it out. And I've always been good that way. I've always been really good because I'm super fundamentals. Like I'm super big on fundamentals when it comes to COD. People outside looking in don't think there's like fundamentals or ways or like actual strategies to playing a hard point. But to me, I look at a mini map and I think otherwise. Like my team has always had good teamwork. We've always been fundamentally well rounded. And like people be like, how do y'all get outslayed all the time but win? It's like because our kills count. We're efficient with the game, like you said, efficient. And so for me, it's like that's my big thing is efficiency, and like my flex role is like where I'm the most efficient.
Hell yeah. Well, I'm excited to see it. The boys are excited about it.
Yeah.
Shotzi specifically was like, like saying, man, this is like what we need more than the other thing. And and for me, it's like I want to do what they want to do. What you guys want to do is going to be the decision that's made. And just recently I started to sort of step in and say, well, this is what's going to be better for the overall business, right? Just because we've gotten to a place now where we have like, in my opinion, the best community that has ever been built with the GreenWall. So, for us, it's like, all right, now that Seth's retired, and it may have been too early in my opinion because he's so sick, but mentally he was just ready to move on, and obviously everything's been a success. Not that we were doubting it, but I'm always gonna try to help everyone, including you now, to do whatever it is that you're gonna do, however it's gonna make you the happiest and the most money, so that you can continue to just do the things that you want. But when we were discussing like everyone, I was just like, man, these are our options, and I was just like, never would you or anybody on 100 Thieves be an option the same way that nobody in FaZe is an option for me, because I'm best friends with Nate Shot, and I would never fucking poach, and I'm good friends, really good friends with Paul and the Atlanta FaZe guys. So it's like poaching or like, like asking, that's just not my I can't do that. You know what I mean?
I understand.
I value relationships better, and I know that this is, it's sports and peaks and valleys, right? So so I, when I started to hear the rumblings that you were going to become available in that, I was just like, well, we have to have a conversation about it, right? Like even with Sam also, right? Like Sam, the best he's ever been, in my opinion. What a fucking tank of a fucking player.
Love Sam.
Yeah, same. And for him to just sort of retire, like there's a level of maturity that a lot of people may not understand, me included, because if I'm as good as Sam, I'm playing until the fucking wheels fall off personally. But obviously respect his decision. So I was just like, all right, well then let's do that, right?
Yeah.
Let's chase that down and see what happens. So
that was me. I was just like, obviously weighing all my options, and for me, it's like I was telling my agent, like, let's just find out the best team I can get on to win. That's all. I just want to win. I want to have fun. Like, team culture is big on me. I want to have fun with the boys I'm playing with and win as well. Yeah. So it's like, for me, the dynamic of this team is like perfect. All like personalities are fun. We've been hanging out, and it's been really, really fun so far. And like I said, I do think this team is like perfect on paper. Like on paper, we fit each other perfectly, and everybody's in their respective role. And I think I can get the boys to click in a sense of like I said, teamwork wise. And I mean, they've already told me what they expect out of me, so I look to just fill those shoes and kind of just get us on the same page. And I'm super confident in that, because I mean, me and Brandon didn't have the best working.
I was just gonna bring that
we
up.
Didn't have the best like year together, but like I feel like for us, both of us, we've matured since then, and we had no bad blood towards each other. We've always just been friends. Yeah. So it's not like that big of a thing. It's just like, okay, now we understand, like, he's worked with me before, so he knows how I work or how I deal, and I take practice so seriously that like I've already told everybody like what I expect out of them as well. So
I mean, 2 days ago aside, he hasn't been late for anything, Brandon. And then fucking, we're about to do the announcement. How late was he? 2.5 hours?
Yeah.
2.5 fucking hours. And I'm like, yo, you teamed with this dude when you were that. And now that he's back, you're gonna fucking welcome him here by saying, "He's like, yeah, you thought I matured," you know what I'm saying? but yeah, no, he's been really, really good, and I don't. He just flew in from Canada, and you know me, something you'll get to know this about me. Excuses aren't like, I just don't accept them. Matt fucking knows more than anyone. I'm like, Matt, I'd rather you say I fucked up than give me a fucking reason or an excuse, because then I'm more likely to be understanding to that, and something in my brain just goes to the complete opposite when somebody goes that. So when I texted Brandon, I'm like, yo, you ain't 12, motherfucker. Like, get your ass to fucking work. You know,
I feel that. I mean, like, I was telling I had to call my girlfriend yesterday, and not yesterday, but a few days ago when Brandon was late. And I obviously wasn't tripping about it. I just was like, I'm new to the team. I'm here. Like, I took note of it. I'm just like, but I know he had like a bad travel day, so I kind of was just like, okay, whatever. But like for me, it's like I'm waiting for the season to start, and like I just want like us to be locked in then and like have these moments, because like I was telling Pred and Shotzi, like I am big on like Astralis, the big Astralis CS:GO team. They were like the top of like when it came to like team, I guess like perspective, like people looked at them as like their unit, and that's how I like our team to be. So like I want us to pull up at the same time when we pull up to an event. I want us to pull up, like I want us to walk in together. I want us to be a unit. And so for me, it's like I'm gonna be big on those things when the season starts, because for me, I don't play those things either. I don't like late. I don't like half-ass practice. Like stuff like that is just not built in my bone. Yeah, it's just not built in me. Like I hate wasted time. Wasted time's like one of my biggest like pet. Like I don't like my time being wasted. So
you're 23. The fact that you've already learned that about yourself is the best thing that you can do, because those seconds do tick.
They do.
In 1 second, you're playing fucking Call of Duty 2 as a 26-year-old handsome man, and then next you're 43, still handsome.
Yeah.
Let me take a quick commercial break. So say hello to the sponsors, and then we'll be right back. The first one and only for this episode is HelloFresh. HelloFresh is the easiest way for you to maintain a healthy diet with flavorful opportunities every single time, and it cuts down the time that you need to go to the store. It just cuts down the time because they have pre-portioned ingredients that help to cut down on the food waste, right? While step-by-step instructions make cooking a breeze, not a chore. It makes it a creative process. It just tastes better when you're the one that's putting all these ingredients together and then finally putting them inside of your body. I mean, I'm a big fan of cooking, so you guys know that I feel differently about it. But if you can make your home the hangout place this summer with crowd-pleasing eats, HelloFresh is the place for you, because from a backyard bratwurst bar to a tangy key lime pie, HelloFresh Market makes summer entertaining to a pulp. Looking to eat fresh this summer? HelloFresh's menu features calorie smart, protein smart lunches, food goals with flavorful recipes that will leave you feeling satisfied and full. HelloFresh wants you to have it all: free time and fresh, tasty food. That is why they take care of the meal planning and deliver it right to your door. The ingredients that they deliver, so everything that you have, all you need to do is whip up a delicious meal the second that it arrives to your door. So when you need dinner fast, you don't need to call delivery. Think of HelloFresh. Their fast and fresh recipes are ready in just 15 minutes or less. Plus, HelloFresh is 25% cheaper than takeout. And right now, if you go to HelloFresh.com/HECZ50, that is H3CZ50, and use code HECZ50, again, H3CZ50, for 50% off plus free shipping. I'm going to leave the link in the description down below for you to go. All you have to do is make sure that you use code H3CZ50 in the end at checkout for you to get 50% off of your first order plus free shipping. Again, that's HelloFresh.com/H3CZ50. Enjoy getting healthier while eating delicious, scrumptious, delicious food. Back to my man, Kenny. Yeah, the thing with that, and we're back now, ladies and gentlemen. We were talking off camera about, you know, the maturity of what it was back then during. The other thing is like, it was really dark times, right? Like it was such a weird transition because, you know, OpTic was now this new thing with new faces. So you guys had a lot of things going against you to begin with. So that added pressure where Brandon was getting fucking cheered on by the GreenWall to all of a sudden still being on the same team but getting booed. So, you know, again, and where I was, what the fuck was I gonna say? What were we talking about? You weren't tripping?
No, I was like, I wasn't tripping. I was just like, we're professionals, and like once the season starts, I'll just address things then, because I'm not looking back at those things like, oh, Brandon did this back in the day, like I think he's gonna still do it. In the back of my mind, I have those things, but I'm not like going into it with that mentality, because I don't want to I'd rather us both just show up and like be the best we can be, and then like, if something falls off, I can address it that way in like a new fashion. Not like, yo, back in the day you used to do this, now you still do this, type thing. It's like, I see Brandon as a new person. Yeah.
Well, he better be. The thing is that he has, and even I, right? Like when he was late, immediately the same feelings from before came to me, and I just acted on those feelings. And I talk shit. I was almost on the phone with his mom, supposed to be like, yo. But nah, he's one of my favorite people just in general. So players, obviously I respect him a lot as a player, but you know, he's a really, really good person. Comes from a good fucking, you know, good family that values stuff. So for me that's important, because we have the option to be either a corporate team and fuck that'll never be that while I'm here. Yeah. I having lived in corporate America for as long as I did, and comparing that to this job, it's like, man, if we make it a point to make everything that we do fun first, and you know, winning is fun, obviously. Like people always misconstrue what I say about content, but the content aspect of everything that we've ever done has allowed for people to become better friends outside of the game. right? Because in no other scenario are you and your boys gonna be hanging out just waiting to be on camera to have a good time.
Yeah.
Everything else is like if you're alone and you don't have these content schedules, what you're gonna do is you're gonna isolate yourself in a room and it's like
not be sociable at all.
Yeah, not be sociable
That's
at all.
why people like were roasting our team like the past few years. Like I'll be laughing on stage with the team and we'd be down like 0-1. I'll be laughing. It's like these are my boys. Like regardless of what like we're down 0-1, like I want to have that environment that we can laugh something off like that and like you know, lock in when we need to be, but like we also understand that like we can have fun with it. Like, and for me, it's like I don't know how to explain it because like you like you said, winning is fun, losing isn't. But when you get to that mode of like like you can get to the mode where like you can understand why you lost and like not get overheated to where you just ruin the team. Like you said, when people are super sociable and like you actually have these conversations and like always hang out with each other, you know how people act, know how people are. But like if you're in your room all day and I don't know how you are and I come to you one day yelling because you made this play, you might tick off because we haven't hung out. You don't know how I am. And it's just like it's a whole spiraling effect. And that was one thing like I want to bring to this team is just I want us to hang out a lot. I want us to, like I said, be a unit and just be boys. Like we're not just teammates.
Yeah. No, again, it's a culture thing. Some teams focus on that. Some others just, I don't know. There's no right or wrong way to do this. True. I just know that what's right for OpTic is the formula that we've developed over the past decade. Yeah. And I know that Nate brought that because he was part of that. He was part of that building process of that culture. So I know that he took that with him to this new team. Look, I think two things. One, the opportunity that you have to continue your career in a place like this is the same as it would have been in 100 Thieves, right? Sure. We do have the GreenWall behind us, and we are accountable to them more than we are to anybody else. No sponsors, no fucking bosses, no nothing. Like we are accountable to them, and if we're not entertaining them, we better be fucking winning. And if we're winning, we gotta be entertaining them. And it's an honor and a privilege to be able to have the ability to take people's times and make them escape from whatever it is that they're doing. Right. So for us, and I know that everybody calls us a content org. Newsflash: since 2006, we've been a content org. The second that I took over, it was content first. Yeah. But we never sacrificed winning for content. That was like never the plan. It was the fact that people separate the two is like beyond me. We're going for championships, but I'm making it a point to record every fucking moment on the way there.
No, I agree. I think it's something that like a lot of teams should be doing. Obviously, that's just obvious, that's common sense. But there's like the double-edged sword. It's like, okay, people can look at it as like, oh, you're doing too much content. But it's like, okay, if the content wasn't there, you wouldn't even understand the behind the scenes, what led to this win, what led to this whole moment right here. Yeah. Like you missed out on everything. You skipped from seeing us in an online match to winning a tournament. What happened in between that allowed you guys to do this? And I think that's a fun thing. It's a fun thing to have. Obviously there's boundaries to it, but I think it's fun. I'm excited for it because I know how much content you guys do. And I was just telling you like the content here is like, it's insane how y'all move, and it's been smooth. So that's one thing I like. It's like smooth, and we keep saying it, efficient.
It's called the Content Factory. It is a concept that I developed in the headquarters when it was just me, Matt, and Josefo before Roger came back. We only had 2 people to record, and we wanted to make, because the thing that some people, the new people, obviously the GreenWall has been here from day one, they understand the way things work, but some people still don't grasp the fact that you're not in the middle of a scrim and saying, yo, come shoot this real quick. Yeah. Like there's allocated times where he's either going to be sleeping or on fucking camera, but I'm never going to interfere with the practice, right? Like that's never been a thing. So the factory, the content factory is, you shoot something here, and then the cameras are the only thing that shifts. Yeah, the set's already set, right? Like we have a trivia room.
That's what I'm saying. That's cool.
So it's like there's never any lack of efficiency. The only time that there's a lack of inefficiency is when the technicalities like this happen, right? Like I broke the microphone before we started this, and I had the arm replaced. It was my fault. But anyway, that's the only time. Aside from that, I am king efficient. I am king. Yeah. Let's fucking have a good time in this short amount of period of time and get them the fuck out of here so they can go have some fun somewhere else doing what it is that they love to do. So, yeah, efficiency is the king of all. As we approach your announcement, because this is obviously going live after.
Yeah.
What are you most nervous about?
So my on the way here, like lead up to it, because I came back from Mexico before I came here, and me and my girlfriend having a lot of time together alone, and I'm just like telling her, I'm like, I'm nervous to go work with the content team. I've never worked with a new content team, and like I talk to these players all the time, like my teammates now. I talk to them all the time, like I know them, and it's like working with a new content team can be weird, and like I said, that's why I've been preaching on it. Like it's been smooth. Like that was the thing I was definitely nervous about, because for the team, it's like I'm a winner. I'm gonna put our team in the best possible situation to win. So that was something I'm not nervous about. It's like we just got to do. I was just nervous to like come in and like work with, I guess, people on camera that I haven't worked with on camera.
Behind the camera or on camera? On camera.
Both.
Oh, both. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we've been doing this, right? So it's always gonna be seamless and smooth. Just because we've been doing this. It's gotten to the point here though where I've been a little bit unhappy with our production team, and I know why. Because creative people, when they don't create something, they go crazy. So what I'm gonna do, this is the first time Matt's hearing this, but this is my new initiative for the people behind the camera that call themselves producer for this company. Once a month, somebody's gonna be assigned. Like Matt, you're gonna go, for example, in August. 1 week in August, you're gonna have 3 days off to go create a video for me, not for me, for Hector. A video that you want to create as a creative person, whether it's your brother mountain bike. I don't want to give them fucking ideas because I want them to chase on their thing.
Yeah.
What I want to do is I want to shake their fucking brains so that they can come back to me with fucking fresh ideas. They can do it sitting in front of a camera and doing like the stuff that we do already as the main menu, like the trivia. People love trivia. It's always going to be a success. Process. It's always going to be a success. But what artistically, what are they giving me? You know what I mean? And that's what I want to fucking get out of them. So
that's cool. I've always liked fun, like active like content.
Yeah.
We did one where we did like a paintball one last year where we like did like Call of Duty things, like shoot this, like dodge this type stuff. And I love active like content shoots. These are cool. I like these too because I do like to talk. So, but it's like you said, like being creative it's hard. I'm not creative. You can't ask me to come up with something on the spot. I'm like I would just be I'm just like I'll do some basic, but for me it's like one big thing I like to do is like escape rooms.
You're creative in games though, right?
I'm a creative in game, like when it comes to in game, like
to creatively get out of situations. That's what I'm doing.
Okay, yeah, that I can do. But like somebody tells me to come up, like last year I was asked like what content I want to do. I'm like, I don't know. Like I don't want to play COD. I don't want to get on and just play COD. I'm not trying to. Let's 2v2 versus your partner. Like I get people do want that at times, but it's like that shouldn't be every video. It's like for me, I just like I like escape rooms. Escape rooms are like one of my favorite things.
I've never done one.
Really, listen.
There's one right down the street. Have you done that, man?
That Escapology. That's the one I go to. I like that one a lot, and I'm down. We can do one. I'll show you the ways.
So what is it? You get in there and they give you a fucking clue and what?
So every room has its own like story behind it, and they'll tell you the story. They put you in there. They say go, and you got to just find the first clue to like get you started. And like obviously the clues go with the story, but there's a lot of cool ones that like it puts you in one room. You figure out this room, it takes you to another room, and like it's one of the most fun things because it builds like chemistry. Like that was one thing last year me and my teams did a lot. It was like escape rooms. It just builds chemistry, and like it's fun. It's a fun thing to do because granted you're gonna get out, but it's like this rooms can be so interactive that it's like sometimes you be thinking like, wait, what's going on? But it's super fun. I promise it's like the best thing to do. I do it all the time, and that and bowling. Those are my two favorite things. Yeah,
bowling doesn't like.
So me, I've been bowling since my grandma was actually a professional bowler. So I've been bowling since I was young. I have my own balls, and so yeah.
I'm kidding.
No, yeah. So
okay. I'm sorry if that didn't apply to you, or you only have one ball. I'm sorry. Or if you have 3, congrats. Okay.
No, yeah, I've mastered like not letting things like hurt my hands. So
All right, good. Good. All right, so tell me, you know, how your situation.
Some of my situation.
Where were you at? Like, as this is happening, you say, "Yo," when you heard that we were interested, like, what was?
So
Like, do you as a player hit up when you're like your agent's like, "Yo, hey, OpTic is interested." Do you immediately hit up one of the players and have that conversation?
Yeah.
Or do you wait? Like, how does that work?
So for me, I was obviously in talks with Thieves, or like who I wanted to play with, and then I told my agent to hit up everybody to see what everybody like what their progress was on what team they wanted, and obviously heard you guys were like looking for one, so I was like, let me hit up Shotzi. Yeah. I'm gonna hit up Shotzi. I know he probably the one like that they look at the most of like making the team roster decision. So I'm like, let me hit up.
Only because he's the only one that's actively.
Oh no, I'm not saying that other people don't have to. I'm just saying,
but to get a hold of Dashy when he's playing whatever it is he's playing, it takes a couple hours.
I was like, let me hit up Shotzi. I was like, yo, like I'm trying to run flex next year. Let me know. I feel like I fit the team perfectly. Exact words I said, and he goes, wait, really? Like you're down? I'm like, I'm down. I'm like, I want to play for you guys. Like I think I'll fit the team perfectly with the idea y'all are going. And he's like, all right, I'll get back to you. And I was like, okay, I'm just sitting there waiting on my phone. I'm streaming, but I'm like looking at my phone every second, just like waiting for a text from my agent to let me know like you guys want me.
Yeah.
And then the one day he's just like, yo, you got an offer. I'm like, take it. I'm on the table. Like I want to play for this team. Let's do it. And honestly, it was a shock to me because like I said, I personally never expected to play for this org, not because of my ability to play for the org, but just like obviously I've just been on the other side of the rival like the whole time. So it's like,
wait, well, I don't think it was about the rivalry.
It wasn't a rivalry. It's just like I've played against you guys for so long, and it's like once again, like it was like I wouldn't put it this way. It's like I don't know. I just like playing. I just like playing against OpTic. It was just like my thing, and it wasn't like in my head when I'm playing against. I just like the fan like GreenWall. I like playing against the GreenWall because obviously when you play against you guys, you get booed. I'm getting booed. I'm just like it's getting me hype.
I'm gonna ruin the surprise for you, but it feels just so much better when the GreenWall is just fucking behind you.
Oh, I know. That's why
you won't know until you step on the stage the first time. True. Trust me, you will not. You will not understand it until they fucking they're just like that, bro. That energy that those fucking motherfuckers bring.
That's what I was telling my teammates. I was like, right, you don't like. I'm not locked. Like I'm locked in on match day, but I'm not locked in until I get out there and see the crowd. Once I walk on the stage, it's like I hit a different mode. So like. I'm ready to feel that feeling because it's so funny that like a story. My mom was like, "Why are they booing Dashy?" I'm like, "Mom, they're saying Bruce," and she's like, "Oh." I'm like, "Yeah," but like,
he's like, "Wow, they're fucked up. Yeah. They really
don't like it.
Their own."
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
but yeah, I mean, I'm stoked to be here. To be honest, like, super appreciative, super blessed, and like I said, it sucks that our off season is so long because I'm just
ready to get
go,
started. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. It does suck. Obviously, you know, who knows where it is that we're gonna be. But I can tell you one thing's for sure: neither Twitch nor fucking YouTube is gonna determine that how we, as the Call of Duty competitive community, will continue to succeed no matter what obstacles they have in front of us. Because if we were able to build what we built up until this point, and I'm not talking about OpTic, I'm talking about the entire Call of Duty community up until this point. If we were able to build what we built this without any fucking developer support for over fucking 11 years. And then once they started to help here and there, a little bit here, a little bit there, and then finally the CDO, like nothing has stopped us before.
Yeah,
this shit is gonna be nothing. So we're gonna succeed no matter what happens, just because the people that love Call of Duty will always show up for Call of Duty.
Agreed.
And that's something that I can get behind. End of the week. All right. Well, listen, I know that you got we got a busy day today. We got from here. I am going to go. What is it? 2:4. What time is it, Matt? 2:20. I don't know what it is, but we got a long stream day.
Yeah, I have to look at houses.
You have to go look at houses, man. I'm excited for your journey, man. I think it's gonna be a good next chapter for you. It's gonna be a great next chapter for us. Anything you want to say to the fans before we get going?
No,
don't overpromise, none.
Oh, no, I just appreciate everybody's support. I mean, I'm hoping to turn the ones that aren't towards me. So I'm looking to like prove myself this year. I understand that like. I'm in a blessed situation, and I'm gonna show out, and I'm looking to just bring championships. That's at the end of the day, that's what I want, and I'll put this team in the best position to win, and we'll see y'all on Sundays.
How do you feel before we go? Another thing, how do you think things are gonna, you know, obviously you're gonna be playing against ex teammates, right, for the first time ever in a long time.
I've played against Dill.
Okay.
I haven't played against Draws, but it's gonna be fun because I feel like they're on two respectively good teams.
Yeah.
And I talk to them all the time still, like we're still boys. So it's gonna be fun because, like I said, I want to play them on Sundays, but I also am like on the fence of like, don't make it to the Sunday. Like,
I hear you. I hear you.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be fun. I'm gonna talk a lot of trash just to Draws and Dill, just because they're my ex teammates. I'm not really the biggest trash talker, but I let the game speak for itself.
Hell yeah, love that shit. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for episode 158 of the Eavesdrop podcast with Kenny. Shout out to HelloFresh for sponsoring this podcast, and we will see you guys next week with another one. We're going to be back. Matt and I are going to be going West Coast very soon here. It's been a while, so we'll see you guys soon with another episode. Goodbye.